You made a point there just before we started. Are Kilkenny being left behind physically? I did kind of talk about the size profile for the last couple of weeks. That the half back line, fair enough, they had like Tommy Walsh, who's 5'9" or 10 or whatever, and he was like brilliant in the air. But you had like Brian Hogan was huge, JJ Delaney was brilliant in the air. They used to have like monsters in the forward line. Martin Comerford, Shefflin's a big guy. You probably name plenty more. They always had a big forward line. Michael Fennelly bursting lads in midfield. Derek Ling's not small. Michael Rice isn't a small shy player either. So they don't have that same size profile across the board, and they also chose to not start two of their most physical players, Wally Walsh and reigning all-star Colin Fennelly.
Yeah, imagine like 10 years ago if someone had said to us, like, in 10 years' time you might actually question or Kilkenny, being left behind physically or been bullied physically by other teams, because they were the ones that bullied for so long. But it has changed an awful lot now. It's so much about speed and mobility. And like nobody was able to stick with Caleb Lyons when he galloped the other day. Caleb Lyons, who made a couple of silly mistakes and was a bit frustrating at times, but by God, there was some stages where he was just absolutely unbelievable and nobody could live with him. But Kilkenny just don't seem to have that mobility, don't seem to have that pace maybe that a lot of other teams have. I know Martin Keown was struggling a bit with lines, but geez, I wouldn't have been taking him off. I definitely wouldn't have been taking him off. I would have tried him somewhere else, even if it was inside or even on the other wing or in the centre, because he does bring an awful lot of pace and mobility to it.
Well, he'd scored 1-1 and he'd set up 2 scoring chances, one of which was scored. So yeah, I mean, when some of your other forwards are barely feeling the weight of it, I'd try and find somewhere else for him.
Yeah, 100%. Like when you put the Waterford team in terms of mobility up against the Kilkenny team, there's only one winner. Like with Caleb Lyons, Jack Fagan, Stephen Bennett, who is just playing crazy hurling. Like he got a point in the first half the other day where he got the ball out around, I'd say about 60, 70 yards from goal, and he just soloed in and he was so cool, struck it off his hurl. The goal obviously was a game changer. So happy to see the drop puck back in hurling. Even Martin Keown lifting the ball up and pulling on it then as well. The drop puck is back.
Jake Morris did it against Limerick as well, the one-handed flick on the ground. But
and even there was a bit Keane Lynch pulled on a ball yesterday in the All-Ireland semi-final, which I couldn't believe it. Now that was rash. There was no reason to do that. Aaron Gallan actually pulled and broke a hurl off a lad at one stage too, which was a real kind of throwback. But like Stephen Bennett, a guy who had been periphery, you would say, on the Waterford team in recent years, just physically looks to have gotten a clean bill of health with injuries. Like he was just, Kilkenny had no answer to his pace, no answer to his direct running. Even like Desi Hutchison, who in fairness, there was a good job done on Desi by Conor Delaney, but when the quality of ball improved going in, they just weren't able to live with their pace. And Kilkenny, I don't know, are they going to have to, maybe is there going to have to be a lot more faith placed in younger players that are able to bring more speed and kind of mobility to the table, because they were just totally overrun by Waterford at different stages on Saturday night.